How many people are actually budgeting in their business? Are you guys playing, or are you playing for real? You should have a budget for everything that you do. This is not a game. Well, it is a game, but it's not like trivial, right? This is about your life. You have to do the work. Real businesses have budgets for everything. If you're interested, there are ways that you can start to think about your numbers and analyze what's going on from a revenue standpoint in your business. You see, if you don't yet have an accountant, maybe some of you are using QuickBooks Online yourself, you can go into reports and you can start to organize those reports based on certain key things to look for. You see, you want to understand what is the revenue that's happening in your business by service line and department, right? You want to understand that because you want to be able to analyze, is this particular service line or this particular department, are they contributing to outcomes that I desire, which is profitability, right? You also want to understand the products that you have. Now, if you're in a service, your service is essentially the product, right? If you're doing a service, that service is the product. You may also have products that are physical in nature that you're selling to customers. But you want to know revenue by product. You also want to understand revenue by channel. Where is it? How is that revenue coming to my business? Is it coming to me from online? Is it coming to me from in office? Is it coming to me through a mail environment? Like, what is the channel by which that revenue gets to you? You want to understand that because it helps you to plan. You want to know your customer too. Where's my revenue coming from? Like, you want to understand that because maybe you can start to develop what's referred to often in marketing as a perfect avatar, right? If you have 5 or 7 clients, patients, customers, right, who are the ones generating most of your revenue, figure out what makes them similar. And then start marketing to that type of avatar. If they all like you poll them, you ask them questions, if they all like bingo, you should probably be having the word bingo in some of your marketing copy, right? But you're not going to know that unless you actually know who are your top customers. You can't refine unless you first define the stuff you want in life and the stuff that's happening in your life. Now, you also want to understand revenue by location. Some businesses have multiple locations. You want to understand what is the revenue by the locations that you have. Now, the expense environment is very, very similar, right? You want to have a very deep understanding of your expenses. You want to know expenses by the account type or the chart of accounts. How are your expenses coming into your business and how you're accounting for it? You want to understand expenses year over year, right? You want to understand what is the change or the trend that may be happening in your business. And you also want to be in an environment where you understand what you were budgeting versus what actual. Now, how many people are actually budgeting in their business? Are you guys playing, or are you playing for real? You should have a budget for everything that you do. This is not a game. Well, it is a game, but it's not like trivial, right? This is about your life. You have to do the work. Real businesses have budgets for everything. And then they try to figure out, did we exceed budget? Are we short of budget? Did we overplan, underplan with regard to a particular area? You want to know your expenses by size relative to income and gross profit. So when you look at your profit and loss statement, there's sometimes something referred to as the line. Above the line is your revenue and your cost of goods sold, or cost of services, right? Cost of sales. That information, your revenue minus your cost of goods sold, leads to what is referred to as gross profit. Gross profit tells you how healthy is your offer. How healthy is your offer? Meaning, what is it that you are doing day to day? Is that good? Are you priced right? Are your expenses associated with selling that thing correct? Everything below the line, those are expenses that are associated with your business. That tells you the health of your business. And your business is figuring out how to sell the thing you're selling. So the expenses below the line would be things like human resources, rent, utilities, That's all of the costs associated with just being a business owner. Everything above the line, those expenses and cost of goods sold, are the costs associated with selling the thing you sell. A lot of people just don't understand that. But if you go ahead and you look then at all of your expenses and understand how much is my rent relative to the amount of profit, gross profit that I have, you can start making a decision, am I in the right place? Do I need more space? Can I justify more space? And these are the questions you can start having with your dream team. Now, here's an interesting thing. Expenses by vendor. You want to know who you're buying stuff from often. Because one of the things I teach, I'm going to be talking at lunch today as well for the VIPs. If you're not a VIP, you should have definitely bought that ticket because I'm going to be knocking it out of the park. When it comes down to it, your vendors could become an acquisition target for you. If you know that you're buying a lot of X, Y, and Z from XYZ vendor, you can start having conversations. Hey, my name is Edward, and I buy businesses. You interested in selling? You never know what could come from a conversation like that. But if you identify the vendors that you're constantly buying from, here's the amazing thing. If you can figure out how to either partner with them or acquire them, you know what they're also doing? Probably selling to a lot of other businesses just like you. And now you have all that information of what they're selling to them. And then you can start having conversations with those other businesses. Hey, my name is Edward, and I buy businesses. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting the accumulation of assets so that those assets can continue to generate cash flow for you so that you can achieve financial freedom and choose to go sit on a beach or go to a philanthropy event or whatever it may be. But now it's choice because you have freedom.
If this video resonated with you and you're interested in more videos on the topics of financial literacy for US-based business owners, well, go ahead and like and subscribe to it and be sure to click that notification bell so that you get notified when the next one gets released.